Abbi Pulling joins us now. We were talking the other week about the F1 Academy. I think just when Abbi had been crowned champion, and then she was uncrowned champion, then she was crowned champion again, for reasons that she will tell us about now. She's at Tottenham today, downstairs in the F1 Drive area. I think she joins us now.
Wasn't aware that even existed.
Oh, that's fantastic! Yeah. Hi, Abbi.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
It's a great pleasure. Have you had a drive round the F1 Drive under the Spurs Stadium? You had a go?
Yeah, I have. This morning I did a little hot lap, set a time on the board. Went to the top, but there was only Peter Crouch that I've beaten, so we'll wait for a few more guests.
I'd love to see Crouchy squeezing into a little cart like that. I mean, his knees must have been behind his ears.
Yeah, I said that I probably went faster because he's got so much drag because he's so high.
That's very true, actually.
I've not been. I've been to one or two of the delights of the stadium, and I'm a season ticket holder at Spurs, but I've not been on the F1 Drive. How does it sort of stack up? Because that was your first love, and how you got into it, like all racing drivers, really, karting, wasn't it?
Yeah, as you say, I got into motorsport through karting, and it is the perfect way to start your journey as a racing driver, or just have a bit of fun. And yeah, I think this is exactly what they're doing. It's a really fun experience, and yeah, after you've had a few laps, you can go and watch a game upstairs. Yeah,
absolutely. So you won the title because we were chatting the other week about this on the show, and then they sort of added up the points and realised there was one more point available potentially for one of the people that was still in the mix, but you did secure the title afterwards, which must have been a bit strange.
Yeah, so what happened was I won the title, and then the race the next day actually got cancelled, which then meant they reran it later on, and it wasn't any of that affected it. It was the qualifying. So you get 2 points for qualifying, and they had to re-qualify. So that made it a weird couple of days. I'd won and celebrated, and then I was like, oh, actually, mathematically, I haven't. But to me, I still won it in Qatar, and that was still the moment. It was a special moment that I shared with the team, and going into Abu Dhabi, it just kind of fueled a fire in me to keep kind of the results up, and ended up getting triple pole position, and did it on the Friday.
It's an amazing season, isn't it? 11 podium finishes, 7 wins, and you won the championship. That's sort of Verstappen levels, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I think that might be an old stat. It ended up being 9 wins and 14 podiums. Every race I was on the podium, which is, not something many people can say. It was a really incredible year.
Okay. I mean, is everybody still throwing the champagne around at this stage, or is it Carver?
To be honest, I kind of got home and it all settled in when I got home, and I realised actually, I've done this, and I wouldn't say I'm spraying the champagne. We've got some for tonight, but I think I'll get told off if I spray that.
Yeah. So your reward for winning the F1 Academy, amongst obviously the glory of that, is to get a fully funded seat with Road in Sport in Britain's GB3 series next year, and that's a series that I believe George Russell has been involved in. Lots of drivers have been involved in on their way into F1.
Yeah, I mean, for me, finance is a huge thing, and in 2021, I had to leave British F4 because we couldn't afford it anymore. And then I got opportunities in championships like F1 Academy, the all-female championship, to continue competing at a reduced cost, and that meant then the winner this year also gets the prize of the fully funded seat. So it was really, really important that I won this year, else the future would have been very uncertain. It was a lot of kind of pressure to hold. But as you say, GB3, it's a really prestigious class. People like George Russell have raced it before. Now he's a Formula One race winner. Hopefully, have a good season. It's bigger car, more downforce. It's going to be a huge challenge, but I'm really excited to take that challenge.
And your ultimate goal presumably is to get an F1 drive, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Formula One is the goal. I think any young driver in my position is going to say they want to get to Formula One, but I mean, Formula One is incredibly hard. Even for the guys, there's some that fully deserve to get a seat, but just for whatever circumstances, they've got the talent. They just for whatever circumstance they don't manage to sign on the dotted line. And that's there's only 20 seats available a year, and I fully am aware of that. And there's also so many different avenues in motorsport. There's WEC, Formula E, so I'm keeping my kind of options open, but Formula One at the moment is still the target.
I saw some comments from you recently, Abbi, saying that you feel if a woman is going to get into F1, it'll be a more advanced age than some of the guys. You don't ever see a teenage woman getting an F1 drive where, that can happen with men.
Yeah, I think that the big thing is, so there's F4, F3, F2, and then F1. And I think in Formula 3, I've driven that car, and I really believe that a woman can compete in that championship and compete at the front. Formula 2, I've never driven it, but I've heard that it's a very physically demanding car, and whether it's as realistic that a woman can physically compete at the front in that is another story. And I think that means that it has to be someone that is at their peak physical fitness, and as a woman, you're not at your peak physical fitness as a 16, 17-year-old, unfortunately. So I think it will be someone that's in their mid-20s, had more time to train and get stronger and develop their muscles, whereas a guy can peak and get to their peak physical fitness at a younger age. So we'll see. I think it's a matter of time when we'll see it, and I'd like to say it'll be me, but if not, hopefully it's some of the young girls watching. And it could be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, but I think it's going to happen.
Are you hitting the gym? Do you do a lot of work on your physical side?
Yeah, I mean, so I flew back from Abu Dhabi about a week ago, and since then I've been doing double sessions every day. I've been in the gym in all the mornings, and then I'll do cardio in the afternoon. So my legs today are a bit secondhand.
Yeah, still, it's good.
This is like my off day, to be honest. Being at F1 Drive, having this experience, it's a day for me to kind of recover. But yeah, it takes a lot of work.
And at GB3 level, is this constitute a good living? It won't be at F1 levels, but I mean, is it it allows you to concentrate full time on what you're doing and sort of build on that?
Yeah, so you actually don't earn any money until you get to Formula One or reserve driver roles in that, or professional drives in Formula E or WEC or anything like that. So this is all self-funded, and I've in the past I've had to put a lot of concentration into finding the finances and doing kind of sponsorship proposals. Luckily, I've had the support of Alpine, the F1 team, and rode in cars the past couple of years, as well as some other personal sponsors I've managed to raise. So that does take up a lot of time and effort. But it's all worth it in the end, and hopefully I can get them the results back and give them some silverware at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I was going to ask finally, what does your family make of all this? I presume they're really supportive, and have they got a history in driving and motor racing, or how did you get into it, in other words, really?
Yeah, my dad raced on motorbikes, actually. He did endurance racing, which is strange to do on two wheels, but I went there since I could walk and understand what was going on, and I absolutely loved it. He passed his passion of the sport on to me. I took to four wheels though. I didn't want to motorbikes. You can break your collarbone quite easy, so I wasn't quite into that part of it. But yeah, my family are really supportive. My mum come and watched me win the championship in Abu Dhabi, and she hadn't watched me since 2015. So that was a special moment. And even my cousins and aunts and uncles there, they're always messaging me like, "Oh, see you're here now. That's incredible."
Brilliant. Well, we wish you well, Abbi. We'll look out for you. We hope to see you in an F1 car before too long. But have a good Christmas. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Abbi Pulling now, winner of the F1 Academy, going into GB3.
Yeah, terrific.
And it reminded me of those sort of chats back in the day we used to have with Sherry Alcott, the skier. You're so reliant on the sponsors, aren't you?
She made it eventually, didn't she?
Yeah, she certainly did. But, cultivating top-level sponsors when there's no money sort of in your sport until you get to the very top level. But anyway, well done to Abbi, and we wish her all the best.